right, joining me now on the show are my colleagues Adya Juneja to get us all the updates from the world of business, Nikita Singh to get us a sense of what's in buzz from the world of tech, and Atira Sasizaran who will get us all the updates from the world of sports. Let's start with what's happening in the global economic landscape. It's over to you, Adya.
Well, thank you so much, Haim. From Big Pharma in Beijing to US shoppers and electric cars, the world's economic pulse is shifting fast. Here's your wrap of the top global business trends shaping markets today. Well, Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla says the US pharma industry must work with China and not against it, even as trade tensions rise. Speaking in New York, Bourla warned that China's speed, scale and cost advantages have made it a global biopharma powerhouse, now driving 30% of global drug development. The country has 1,200 novel drug candidates, up from just 60 a decade ago. Pfizer itself struck a $1.25 billion deal with China this year, despite Washington's push to curb pharma ties. Bourla noted Chinese biotech firms now account for one-third of major global licensing deals and recruit trial patients up to 5 times faster than US firms, a clear signal that innovation may be shifting east. But while China's drug sector is racing ahead, its broader economy is still stuck in a deflationary trap. Prices continued to fall in September, underlining weak demand despite Beijing's support efforts. Consumer prices slipped, while factory gate prices saw its smallest drop in 7 months. Food prices plunged over 4%, led by a 17% fall in pork. Core inflation, however, inched up to a 19-month high of 1%, showing some resilience. Economists say deflation is likely to persist through next year unless Beijing shifts from supply-side fixes to stronger demand support. And across the Pacific, recession fears are clouding America's holiday cheer. Holiday spending in the US is set to cool as shoppers cut back amid economic uncertainty. PwC expects the steepest drop since the pandemic, with average spending down 5.3%. Online sales are still growing, but at a softer pace, depending on the forecast. Surveys show nearly 80% of Americans expect higher prices and over half fear a recession ahead. Promotions will drive sales, but the message is clear: this holiday season, values trumps volume. But one sector is still charging ahead: the global electric vehicle market. Electric vehicle sales hit a record 2.1 million units in September, up 26% year-on-year. China led with 1.3 million units, two-thirds of global sales boosted by trade-in subsidies and local incentives. The US hit a record too, as buyers rushed to secure expiring tax credits, but demand could drop sharply next quarter. Europe also saw a 36% surge, with Germany and the UK driving gains. Analysts warned global momentum may cool as incentives fade, but September's record cements one fact: EVs are no longer niche, they are mainstream. Well, this is it from the world of business. Now for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Well, thanks so much, Adya. First up, couples from anywhere in the world can now get married through Abu Dhabi's government app, and that too without even visiting the emirate. The service, launched via the TAM app, lets users complete all paperwork, book an officiant, and even hold a virtual ceremony in just 24 hours for just $218. Officials say it's open to everyone, regardless of nationality, though non-residents will need a local lawyer or representative. The UAE is the only Gulf country that allows non-religious marriages, although the right is reserved for foreigners. The feature is part of the latest update to the TAM app, which already offers over 1,000 government services online. Next up, 3 of France's biggest telecom operators, Orange, Iliad and Bouygues Telecom, have joined forces to bid for SFR, a debt-laden rival struggling to keep up in an increasingly competitive market. Now, the offer values SFR's assets at about $19.7 billion. The companies plan to split the bulk of SFR's assets among themselves. Now, if the deal goes through, Bouygues will take 43% of SFR's operations, Iliad 30% and Orange 27%. The companies say that the move would strengthen France's telecom infrastructure and boost investment in AI, cybersecurity and network resilience. And lastly, Hong Kong has unveiled its first homegrown AI-powered quadruped robot and a dual-arm operating system. Now, the robot, called LY1, is small, agile and capable of navigating rough terrain on its own. Meanwhile, the dual arm system is powered by a vision language model and can understand commands, perceive its surroundings, and react in real time. It's designed to support homes, factories, and warehouses by improving efficiency and reducing the need for human labor. The dual arm system can also automatically sort and transport goods, restock supermarket shelves, and handle flexible logistics tasks, marking a major step in Hong Kong's push towards smart city automation. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now, my colleague Atra would be taking you through some sports updates. Over to you, Atra.
Thank you so much, Nikita, for all the tech updates. Now let's get you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports. We'll begin with football first. Cristiano Ronaldo netted twice and broke the World Cup qualifying goals record on Tuesday. But unfortunately, Portugal will head to a 2-2 draw by Hungary. Ronaldo has now scored 41 goals in World Cup qualifying. The 40-year-old has surpassed the previous record of 39 held by former Guatemala striker Carlos Ruiz. The draw in Lisbon means that Portugal will have to wait a little longer to book their place at the World Cup. Their next chance to seal a qualification is on November 13 when they face Ireland in Dublin. Staying with football, US President Donald Trump has threatened to move next year's World Cup matches from Boston. He claimed that the parts of the city were taken over by unrest. Trump also said that the FIFA president Infantino would support him in moving the games from the US cities for security reasons if necessary. Trump's first raised the possibility of moving matches back in September as part of his crackdown on Democratic-run cities. At that time, FIFA had stated that the decision on match locations are made solely by football's governing body. In tennis, top seed Naomi Osaka has booked her place in the Japan Open quarterfinals. The four-time Grand Slam champion battled past Susan Lamons in the round of 16. Osaka won the match with a scoreline of 7-6, 3-6, 6-2. The 27-year-old is playing the tournament for the first time since 2017. Osaka has struggled to maintain her winning form in Asia. Before arriving in Japan this week, the former world number one had just managed one victory across Beijing and Wuhan. Over in gymnastics now, the CAS has rejected appeals by Israel to be allowed to compete at the World Gymnastic Championship. Indonesia said that it would not grant visas to Israeli team because of the country's military offensive in Gaza. Israel wanted the court to ensure the country's participation or cancel the event altogether. Both those requests were rejected by CAS. The Israeli gymnastic body said it's deeply disappointed by the decision. A second hearing would happen, but it will not take place before the start of the event in Jakarta on Sunday. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Him.
All right, Atara, thank you so much for getting us all those updates, and thank you to all my colleagues, Adya, Nikita and Atara, for this segment.